The Galactic Union considered itself the pinnacle of civilized space. 200 species, all descended from worlds of gentle climates and moderate gravity, had formed a coalition built on diplomacy and careful warfare. Their combat doctrines valued precision, technology, and above all, minimal casualties. Then they encountered Earth. The human vessel appeared on scanners as a battered transport ship, drifting near the outer reaches of the Cygnus sector. Commander Lack of the Union Peacekeeping Force ordered his ship to approach with caution. Initial scans showed the vessel had sustained damage from what appeared to be pirate attacks. "Prepare a boarding party," Black ordered. "Standard protocol for rescue operations." His second-in-command, Officer Nev, nodded. "Our warriors are ready, Commander." The Union's finest warriors moved into formation. Each stood 7 feet tall with chitinous exoskeletons, bred from the most prestigious warrior lineages. They wore advanced battle armor capable of deflecting energy weapons and carried precision plasma rifles. The squad of 12 represented the best the Union had to offer. At the airlock, they connected to the human vessel. The humans had accepted their hail and agreed to assistance, claiming they were a mining crew that had been attacked while returning from an outer colony. The airlock hissed open. The Union warriors stepped through, weapons lowered but ready. The ship's interior was dim, emergency lighting casting long shadows. The warriors moved with practiced precision, communicating through subtle movements of their antenna. They found the humans waiting in the cargo bay. 3 of them, dressed in simple mining uniforms. One stepped forward, a stocky male with a weathered face. "Name's Tom," he said. "Thanks for the assist. We've got pirates hiding somewhere on board. Thought we cleared them out, but our sensors show movement in the lower decks." Commander Lack, monitoring from his ship, frowned at the translation. "Tell them we will handle the intruders. They should remain here under guard." Before the message could be relayed, alarms blared throughout the human vessel. A voice echoed through the comms. "Hostiles breached engine room. They've got heavy weapons." The Union warriors shifted uneasily. Their training covered this scenario. Half would escort the civilians to safety, while the rest would engage the threat. Tom and the other humans exchanged glances. "No time for that," Tom said. Reaching beneath a nearby console, he pulled out 3 simple metal objects and tossed one to each of his companions. The Union warriors recognized them as primitive projectile weapons, kinetic firearms that most civilized species had abandoned millennia ago. "You folks might want to stand back," the second human, a woman named Rita, suggested. She pulled a small blade from her boot, another primitive weapon that had no place in modern combat. The third human, an older man named Jack, reached into his pocket and withdrew what appeared to be small metal spheres. "Got 3 flashbangs and a frag. That enough?" Tom nodded. "Should do. Standard sweep and clear?" The humans moved before the Union warriors could object. They positioned themselves on either side of the cargo bay's exit, communicating with hand signals that appeared instinctual rather than formally trained. Tom counted down with his fingers and then moved. What followed defied everything the Union knew about proper combat. The humans moved not as a cohesive unit maintaining formation, but as individual fighters flowing through the ship's corridors with reckless speed. They used the primitive firearms without hesitation, the thunderous reports echoing painfully in the enclosed space. The Union warriors followed, weapons ready but finding no targets. The humans had already cleared each section with brutal efficiency. In the engine room, they encountered the pirates, a dozen heavily armed raiders that had hidden after their initial attack. The Union warriors prepared to engage with proper tactics, but the humans acted first. Jack threw one of his metal spheres into the room. A deafening bang and blinding flash followed. The humans rushed in while the pirates were disoriented, firing their weapons with devastating accuracy. Tom tackled one pirate to the ground and used his bare hands to render the opponent unconscious, a shocking display of physical violence that most Union species would find unthinkable. Rita moved like water through the chaos, her small blade finding vulnerable points in the pirate's armor. She wasn't aiming to disable weapons or force surrender. She struck to eliminate threats permanently. Within 40 seconds, the engine room was secured. The humans stood among the fallen pirates, breathing heavily but otherwise showing no signs of distress. They hadn't used advanced targeting systems or battle stimulants. They hadn't maintained proper formation or followed recognized combat protocols. They had simply fought, using instincts honed on a world that had shaped their species through millions of years of predator-prey relationships and intertribal warfare. "All clear," Tom said, calmly reloading his weapon. He glanced at the Union warriors who had yet to fire a single shot. "You folks okay? You look a bit shaken." Officer Nev's antenna trembled. You engaged in direct physical combat, without proper armor or neural interfaces." Rita shrugged. "Standard stuff. Basic training for anyone working the outer colonies." "Basic?" Nev's voice was barely audible. Tom nodded. "Yeah, nothing fancy. Just the fundamentals they teach everyone back home." The Union warriors looked at each other, a new understanding dawning. The humans called their world Earth, but the data classified it as a death world, extreme gravity, volatile weather patterns, and an evolutionary history of constant competition. These weren't specialized warriors. These were ordinary humans performing what they considered basic combat. Commander Lack, watching the footage from his ship, immediately composed a message to Union High Command: "Recommend immediate revision of first contact protocols for Death World species. Humans do not understand the concept of limited warfare. What they consider basic, we consider impossible." The Union had encountered a species forged in the crucible of a world that never stopped trying to kill them. And for the first time in centuries, the warriors of the Galactic Union felt fear.